So last week on the show, I shared with you the magical moment that kind of changed everything for me and really was the impetus of me getting off of drugs, getting out of the LA party scene, and starting my healing journey so I could become the business owner, the wife, and the mother that I am today. And I was thinking that you probably want to know what I did with essential oils and nutrition and meditation and journaling and manifesting and all the good stuff that I'm into to actually support my body and my mind to get off of those recreational drugs, because that is not easy. I know a lot of people suffer with it, and it was quite a journey. So this is an essential oil episode. Yay. I'm going to talk to you about what essential oils I used, how I used them, and some other kind of wellness routines and personal development activities that I engaged in that I feel really supported me on this journey. Welcome to Jasmine and Juniper, the podcast. On the show, we explore all the incredible tools I have gathered on my healing journey, from aromatherapy to finding your soul calling, and even starting a business that is perfectly aligned with your purpose. I am your host, Erin Fugate, wellness educator and success coach. Join me for your weekly dose of inspiration, personal development, and learning tools that may support you on your healing journey. Are you ready to be the leader of your destiny? Great. Let's dive into the show. So, little backstory, if you haven't caught up, definitely go back, listen to last week's episode, but let me just give it to you in a nutshell. I started using recreational drugs when I was in my early 20s because I am a trauma survivor that didn't really know it, and I didn't deal with my healing or get counseling. And I found that I could self-medicate with drugs and alcohol to not only take care of physical pain, but also emotional pain and allow myself to push through. See, I am a very sensitive, intuitive, I might even say psychic, empathic individual. And it is hard for me to function in society, also because I am a survivor of a abusive spiritual commune, aka a cult. So my nervous system is kind of a wreck. My social skills are a little weird and wonky. I get overwhelmed very easily. So I found that drugs and alcohol took my social anxiety away and took my pain away so I could dance and interact with people, have a job, make money. I was a very highly functioning drug user, but that did not continue to work for me. And there did come a day that I decided to change my life. However, at that point, I had a lot of physical ailments and a lot of mental ailments. So let me list some of them. I had really bad headaches. I had very uncomfortable stomach aches daily. I had weird rashes all over my body. I had physical pain in my lower back, and I couldn't really walk more than a city block without my feet just hurting so bad. I was very anxious. I was very moody. My hormones were a mess. Like, my period was spotty. It wouldn't come sometimes. I had really bad PMS, bad cramps. I mean, the list goes on. And it makes sense, right? I was using methamphetamines, opiates, other uppers. I was drinking nightly. I wasn't getting good sleep. I had a mean Red Bull addiction. I wasn't eating well. Just overall, I wasn't taking care of my body. So I was suffering. Here is my protocol, what I did, and kind of how I came to do it. So first, I made the decision that I wanted to change my life, right? I looked at my life and I said, oh no, we're not going to keep going in this direction. Something has to change. So that was the first, is identifying that there was a problem. Then I started to put nutrition into my body, right? So I started to pay attention to how can I get more fruits and vegetables? How can I hydrate with water? How can I reduce the sugar and the caffeine? Then it was a matter of bringing in whole food supplementation and really working on my gut. So bringing in probiotics and digestive enzymes. It also was a matter of moving my body and meditating every day. So I joined a yoga studio and I went to yoga every single day. And here's a little side note. I know that sometimes these healing modalities can be expensive. And at that time I was on food stamps. I had very little money. The way that I was able to afford the yoga is I talked to the yoga studio and I worked at the front desk in exchange for yoga classes, which was a win-win because then I was in a community. And I have got to tell you, if you want to change your life, a hack is to look at the people you're hanging out with, look at the community you're involved with. You actually become a version of who you spend your time with. And this includes what you listen to, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the TV shows you watch. So if I wanted to stop using drugs and I wanted to stop partying, I actually had to stop hanging around people that chose that lifestyle. So I put myself into a yoga community where people were focused on health and wellness. This is one of the reasons that I created my community, the Jasmine and Juniper School for Botanical Inspired Living, because I know that when you're trying to change your life and you're on a healing journey, who you hang around with is so important. So if you haven't found out about the community yet, please do check it out. Swipe up in the show notes. You can get the link. It's only $44 a month. I have so much good stuff in there. All my aromatherapy rituals. I upload meditations. I upload journaling practices. I mean, all of it. My years and years of studying these modalities, and I'm putting them into this membership for you. Plus, sometimes we have special events and you'll get VIP invites, special pricing, all the goodness. So that's one of the things I did is I was like, okay, I need a new community. So I was fully engaged in this yoga community, working on my mindset, working on my body. It was at this point that I discovered essential oils. And I went to a few workshops and I learned that essential oils can actually do incredible things for our brain, especially when you're dealing with those anxious thoughts, when you're dealing with that deep sadness. They actually can excite different neurotransmitters. They can clear off neurological pathways. They can clear off receptor sites. You can use them to anchor in new emotions and really reprogram your subconscious mind. When I learned what the essential oils could do, and I got really excited about the possibility of them being a complementary tool to the medication I was already on for anxiety and depression, I immediately brought them to my doctor. And I was like, look at this research. Aromatherapy can help me. What do you think? Do I have your blessing? And he said, absolutely. Let's do everything possible. Now, here's the cool thing. I use the essential oils. I had a bottle of vetiver for grounding. I had a citrus blend for uplifting my mood. And I had a lavender blend for relaxing everything. I carried those oils with me everywhere, and I started to use them as I would have these anxious feelings come up or the sadness come over me. And within a few short months of the essential oils, the yoga, the meditation, not taking the drugs anymore, I was able to wean myself off with doctor approval from the anxiety and the depression medication. And I have been using essential oils ever since to manage my mood. Now, what came next is kind of realizing that it went deeper, right? And my hormones and my adrenal glands had been taxed from all these years of abuse and all these years of partying. So I started to use certain essential oils like clary sage is a great one. I have a blend that's all for hormone balancing. I started using those daily to balance my hormones. And I began to look more and more at my diet. I discovered that my gut needed so much healing. And I actually went through a season where I did a candida diet, cleanse candida out of my body, let go of sugar, That's when I finally started really reducing the alcohol I was drinking, the caffeine I was drinking. I was looking at the food I was eating, and I began to transform my nutrition. Now, since then, I've learned so much. I do things like a quarterly cleanse. That's very important. I drink a lot of water. Hydration is key to me. I put a few drops of citrus essential oil in every glass of water because that will gently detoxify my liver and kidneys, which having that gentle detoxification going every day will really help with the toxins in our environment. And I have a daily aromatherapy ritual that I use to ground, center, help my mind activate, uplift my senses. And then when I am trying to maybe make a change or call something in, manifest something, set an intention, I will use aromatherapy to anchor my manifestation so that I can put my subconscious mind to work for me. Now that's a lot. I've given you an overview, right? And there's so much detail in there. If you really want to dive into this with me, I would recommend joining the membership and or reaching out to me in my DMs so we can maybe come up with a custom aromatherapy wellness ritual for you. But here it is in a nutshell. Pay attention to who you spend your time with. Move your body and find mindfulness meditation moments. Begin to incorporate nutrition and aromatherapy into your daily self-care ritual so that you can really thrive. And most importantly, reach out to me because I want to be your buddy on this journey. I know what it's like to be living a life that is not what you're meant to be living, and to see in the distant future or right around the corner a potential of this life that is so beautiful. Yet you just need a little support to get there. So I would be honored to walk this path with you. Please reach out to me. And if you think of someone that needs to hear this episode, you know the drill. Send it to them. Okay, hear you next time, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. Did you think of someone that really needs to hear this episode? If you did, please screenshot and share this on social media. Tag me at Jasmine and Juniper Living on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. And please, please, please leave us a review and rating on Apple. This is how more people find our beautiful show. Let your light shine today, friend. The world needs it.